the question I always get is, how long does it take to do each egg? I don't really keep track, but frequently I will, I've been doing this for like 5 years now, so I will do something like I'll put on a favorite DVD, movie or TV show on the TV, which is actually right here off camera, and sit here, watching and doodling on an egg, and depending on what I'm watching, I can tell how long it took. Like, say, to decorate this egg right here, it took about the length of Pulp Fiction plus bonus features, compared to, say, this ostrich egg I decorated right here, which you can see more angles on my Flickr photo page. This one took about the length of the complete P.G. Woodhouse's Jeeves and Wooster series. So that gives you an idea. That's about 20 hours. But we're not doing this. We're doing chicken eggs. We're starting small, and I'll show you how to do something more or less this size, not even this level of detail, something really simple. Another note about laying down lines of wax is that once you've laid it down, and maybe make a mistake, you can try to scrape it off, but it's pretty indelible. It's kind of like tattoo ink. Once it's there, embedded in the shell, it will stay there. So that's fine, though. It doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect is the enemy of the good. Oh, and another note, because as I do this, I'm hunching over progressively further and further, and this, even a pattern like this will take at least 3 hours or so. You'll want to sit up every now and then, and just let your hands stretch out and flex a bit more. Here's a good exercise you can do. You just sort of put your hands out front, like this, fingers to the sky, about a count of 10 or so, and then forward, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, do it back and forth a few times. Or if you're into yoga, you can also spread it out. You can do a bit of Anjali Mudra, or do, what is this, bow pose, I think? No, that's a full-on one. This is, I don't remember the names for it, but arm behind your head. Because if you sit too long hunched over like that, hands all clawed up, it's not good for you. I started doing yoga specifically to help with the fact that I sit hunched over eggs like a broody hen as my hobby. 4 basic patterns. Geometric, which is what this one basically is. Phytomorphic, plant-like patterns, flowers, vines, etc. Schivomorphic, images of man-made tools. And zoomorphic, animals. And they all had basic symbolism behind them. This was an early agricultural society, I guess, because it was a few thousand years ago. And, these things were decorated on eggs to represent, an idyllic sort of life, one full of bountiful, harvest, one with good crops, lots of animals usually like lots of sheep and horses, symbolize, wealth, because you had land to keep them on, and that sort of thing. Next color to use, go with a light blue. Not a traditional color, but one I like and one a lot of other people like. And blue eggs always sell really well. Spoon. You'll need a spoon to hold down the egg in the die because it's hollow and sealed up, ergo it's basically a balloon. Some people go through all the trouble of dyeing and drawing their eggs ahead of time without blowing them out first, which you can do because that way you can just pop it in the jar and it'll just sink to the bottom, and you can leave it there without having to sit here. But that makes it, I think it makes it more likely to crack, because if you drop a hollow egg, it just sort of bounces like a golf ball. You drop a full egg, the weight of the yolk just goes. So you could go through all that work dyeing it and then drop it, and that's good. There we go. Just about done. Seal that up. If you're not a freak like me, then you probably won't be dyeing eggs throughout the year, but just a note, when you mix these up and put them in mason jars and just store them in a cupboard or under a table somewhere, they'll keep for anywhere from 6 months to a year. The colors will eventually weaken. You can refresh them by adding a spoonful of vinegar again. Now we're going to just add a few more lines to make it look a bit more windmill-like. Alright, that's about done it. So, final dye bath for this one. Alright, and with a dark green. That should look nice. Green's not very dark. This is an old jar of dye. dry. Alright, so this is almost done. The final touch is to melt the wax off and reveal the design. So you melt the candle wax off. Let's move that out of scattering range. First you melt off the whole just hold it near the candle flame, not in the candle flame, because it will char the egg. And once you see the wax starting to run, just wipe it away with the tissue. Careful not to catch the tissue on fire. Just turn it carefully. The flame. You might feel the whole egg itself starting to heat up as the heat conducts through the surface. There we go. Oh, that came out good. Just the last few drops off. It's got it. There we go. So there we have it. That is a basic geometric pysanky design. Pretty easy to accomplish. And just a few more steps to make it more archival and easier to display in the next video.